Have you ever truly looked at your reflection? I don't mean a quick glance to check your hair or straighten a tie. I mean a long, lingering gaze. A moment where you hold your own stare past the familiar lines of your face, past the light in your eyes, and into the silver darkness behind them.
It is a universal yet unsettling human experience to see ourselves yet not. An image, a perfect mimic, yet one that is cold, silent, and trapped behind a pane of glass. We trust it implicitly. We trust that the hand it raises will be our own, that the smile it forms is a perfect copy of ours. But what if one day it wasn't? What if, in the corner of your eye, you saw it move when you were perfectly still? A flicker, a shadow shifting. What if the reflection you saw was not just a copy, but a window? And on the other side of that window, something was looking back. Tonight, we explore a legend that haunts the quiet corners of our world. A story whispered about antique shops, dusty attics, and forgotten rooms. It is the story of the specter in the mirror, a spirit, not of a place, but of an object, a soul imprisoned in silver and glass, forever bound to a world it can see, but never touch. A ghost whose only voice is silence, and whose only presence is a stolen image.
The origins of the legend are fragmented, pieced together from tales across generations. Most versions, however, point to a single, ornate mirror, framed in tarnished silver, crafted in an age of vanity and secrets. The story is not of a violent death, but a slow, quiet fading. It speaks of a woman, sometimes named Alara, sometimes known only as the Lady in the Glass, who was famed for her beauty. Her life, they say, was a performance, and the mirror was her most trusted audience.
The origins of the legend are fragmented, pieced together from tales across generations. Most versions, however, point to a single, ornate mirror, framed in tarnished silver, crafted in an age of vanity and secrets. The story is not of a violent death, but a slow, quiet fading. It speaks of a woman, sometimes named Ilara, sometimes known only as the Lady in the Glass, who was famed for her beauty. Her life, they say, was a performance, and the mirror was her most trusted audience. Then betrayal came, as it so often does. A lover's deceit, a family's abandonment. The details are lost to time, but her heart was broken. The world she had tried to keep at bay had shattered her. Retreating from life, she turned to the only confidant she had left, the beautiful, silent woman in the mirror. Day after day, she sat before the glass, her vitality draining away. She spoke to her reflection, pleaded with it, begged it for an escape from her pain. And in her final moments, as her last breath fogged the cold surface, a terrible, silent wish was granted. Her soul, seeking refuge, did not pass on. It passed through. It slipped into the silvered world she had so long adored, trading the prison of her life for the prison of the glass. And there she remains. The mirror, no longer just a mirror, became her world, a cold, silent replica of the room it reflects. For the spirit, time does not pass. There is only the endless, quiet observation of the world of the living.
Those who have owned such a mirror describe the experience as a slow, creeping dread. It begins subtly. You might place a book on the table to your left, but when you glance at the mirror, the reflection of the book is on the right side of the reflected table, as it should be. But days later, you might see the reflected book has moved just an inch, an impossible, chilling detail that you dismiss as a trick of the light. Then come the sounds, a faint whisper, like the sigh of a lonely woman that seems to come from the direction of the mirror. You check the windows, the vents. You find nothing. The next stage is more profound. You will be looking at your reflection, and for a split second, it will lag behind. You turn your head, but your image remains, staring forward for a heartbeat too long before it catches up. That single, terrifying moment is the first time you know, with chilling certainty, that you are not alone. The face you are looking at is yours, but the consciousness behind its eyes is not. This is when she begins to truly communicate. She cannot speak with a voice, but she can manipulate the reflection. She shows you things. A fleeting image of a door slightly ajar in a wall that is solid in your world. A face in the reflection of a window that isn't there. Her motives at first seem benign. She is a prisoner, desperate for connection. She might show you a reflection of yourself looking happier, stronger, more confident. She might reveal a hidden truth in the reflection, showing you the deceit in a loved one's face when they stand beside you, a secret they keep reflected for only you to see. She offers you knowledge. She offers you solace. She understands your loneliness because hers is infinite. This is the lure, the trap. She preys on your curiosity, on your own feelings of isolation. She makes you believe that the world in the mirror is more real, more true than your own.
She coaxes you closer, not with threats, but with promises whispered through images. The promise of escape, the promise of knowing the truth, the promise of no longer being alone. And one day, when your guard is down, when you are lost in the hypnotic gaze of the world behind the glass, she will appear, not as a monster, but as she was, a sad, beautiful woman standing just behind your own reflection. She will look at you, her eyes filled with an eternity of sorrow and longing. And one day, when your guard is down, when you are lost in the hypnotic gaze of the world behind the glass, she will appear, not as a monster, but as she was. A sad, beautiful woman standing just behind your own reflection. She will look at you, her eyes filled with an eternity of sorrow and longing. This is her ultimate goal. The legend is clear on what happens next. If a living soul, out of pity or curiosity or despair, presses their hand against the glass to meet hers, the exchange is made.
In a dizzying, sickening flash, you are pulled through. You find yourself in the silent gray world, the mirror world. The room is the same, but it is colorless, cold, and utterly silent. You can see the vibrant, living world through the glass, but you cannot touch it. You cannot speak. You have no reflection of your own, for you are the reflection now.
And on the other side, in your world, stands your body. But its eyes are not your own, they are hers. After an eternity of waiting, the specter in the mirror is free. She has a life again, your life. And you are the new prisoner, the new specter, left to wait in silence for the next lonely soul to buy an old ornate mirror and to gaze just a little too long into its depths. So, the next time you stand before a mirror in the quiet of the morning or the deep of the night, allow yourself that long, lingering look. Look past your own eyes. Look into the silver darkness behind them. And ask yourself, are you certain who is looking back?